Welcome to this special deep dive tailored just for you. We're looking into the really dynamic world of AI research tools today.
Yeah, it's a fascinating area. We've gathered quite a bit of information on how AI is, well, really starting to reshape research.
Absolutely, across all sorts of fields, right? From academic work to business insights, even creative stuff.
Exactly. So think of this as your kind of personal briefing. We want to pull out the key nuggets, the crucial bits of knowledge for you.
Without getting totally overwhelmed, hopefully, the idea is to give you a clear picture of how AI is changing research fast.
Right. We'll explore how these tools actually work, what they can do, and, why they matter if you're curious about finding information quickly and thoroughly.
So our mission today is basically to unpack this whole landscape. Look at the key players, the main concepts.
Let's do it. So maybe starting high level.
Yeah,
What are these AI-powered research tools we keep hearing about?
good question. What's the core idea?
Well, essentially, they're software. Software using AI technologies, machine learning, natural language processing.
NLP, right? Understanding language.
Exactly. And predictive analytics, too. They're designed to help researchers be more efficient, more accurate.
In what kinds of tasks?
Oh, all sorts. Literature reviews, analyzing complex data, even helping with the writing process, pulling information together.
So it's a pretty big step up from, say, just using a standard search engine or database.
Oh, definitely. It's a significant evolution, really. They automate a lot of the repetitive stuff.
Which I imagine frees up researchers for other things.
Precisely. It accelerates discovery because researchers can focus on the higher level thinking, the interpretation.
You mentioned it's more than just augmenting, it's transforming research. Can you give an example of that transformation?
Sure. Think about literature reviews. Traditionally, that's weeks, maybe months of work, right? Sifting through papers.
Yeah, keyword searches, reading abstracts, trying to connect the dots. It's laborious.
Exactly. Now, imagine a tool like Elicit AI. You can ask it a research question in plain English, and the AI goes through, millions of papers. Elicit uses Semantic Scholar's index, so over 125 million.
Wow.
And it doesn't just find papers. It can extract specific data points, maybe summarize findings across studies. It claims something like a 50% time reduction.
That's huge. It's not just faster. It sounds like it could find connections you might miss otherwise.
That's the transformational part. It potentially allows for a much broader, deeper synthesis of existing knowledge, though it's important to note something like Elicit is focused on academic literature, not general facts.
Got it. So what are the main buckets or categories these tools fall into?
We can kind of group them. First, there are those literature review tools like we just discussed, Elicit, Semantic Scholar, Consensus, Research Rabbit, Litmaps, Paper Guide. They help find, organize, summarize papers.
Okay, literature review focus. What's next?
Then you've got data analysis tools. These are for processing and interpreting data sets, visualizing complex information.
So dealing with the raw numbers or qualitative data.
Exactly. Tools like Julius AI, Quantilope, even traditional software like SPSS or NVivo are adding AI features. R has machine learning libraries. Google has AutoML.
Right, tools to make sense of the data itself.
Yeah.
And then,
Then there's writing and editing tools. These help with actually preparing the manuscript. Grammar, style, paraphrasing, citation management.
like Paperpal or Grammarly.
Precisely. Jenny AI, Quillbot, WordVice AI, Thesify fit in here too. They help polish the final output.
Okay, so literature, data, writing. Is that it?
Well, there's also a growing category of more comprehensive AI research assistants. These try to integrate multiple functions.
Like an all-in-one solution?
Kinda. Google's NotebookLM is an example, working with your uploaded sources. Paper Guide aims for this too, covering search right through to writing. Answer This, Gemini Deep Research, SciSpace Assistant, they're all pushing in this direction.
Interesting. Let's maybe zoom in on a few key ones you mentioned. Elicit AI, we talked about its speed and synthesis. Anything else notable?
Its strength is really that natural language interface. It tries to understand the intent behind your question, not just keywords. And it can extract specific info, methods, outcome, and structure it for you.
That structured output sounds really useful for comparisons.
It is. But remember, its limitation, it works within the academic literature it has access to. It can't just answer any factual question about the world.
Right. What about Semantic Scholar? It's free, massive database. What's its AI angle?
Semantic Scholar uses AI mainly to improve search relevance. It understands the concepts in papers, the semantics, so it often finds things keyword searches miss.
So smarter search results.
Yeah, and features like citation graphs are great. You can visually see how papers connect, how ideas evolve. It has over 226 million papers indexed now.
That's a huge resource. And you mentioned smart citations. How does that work?
It's pretty clever. Instead of just counting citations, Cites AI reads the context of the citation.
What do you mean context?
It figures out how one paper cited another. Did it support the findings? Did it contrast or dispute them? Or did it just mention it in passing?
Ah, so you get a sense of the nature of the citation, not just the number. That could be really helpful for judging credibility.
Exactly. You can quickly gauge if a paper's findings hold up or if there's significant debate around them. It adds a layer of critical analysis.
Okay, that sounds powerful. What about consensus? You described it as a Q&A engine.
Right. It focuses on science and clinical papers, about 200 million of them. You ask a question, it finds evidence and answers directly from the research.
And it shows you where the answers came from.
Yes, always with cited excerpts. Plus, it has that consensus meter, a quick visual indicator of how much agreement there is in the literature on that point.
Useful for getting a quick snapshot of the scientific view. And Research Rabbit, the visual network tool.
Yeah. Research Rabbit takes a different approach. You start with a paper or author, and it maps out connections, citations, collaborations visually.
Like exploring a mind map of the research.
Kind of. It can help you stumble upon related work or key researchers you might have missed. It's great for exploration. One thing to note, though, is its data currently relies on the Microsoft Academic Graph, which hasn't been updated since around 2021.
Ah, okay, so the network might miss the very latest papers. Good to know.
Still very useful for mapping out established areas. LitMaps is another tool that does similar visualization of citation networks.
We focused a lot on academic-specific tools. What about broader AI assistants like Perplexity or ChatGPT? Do they have a role?
They definitely can. Perplexity AI is like an AI search engine. It gives concise answers to questions using real-time web info and, crucially, cites its sources.
So you can check where it got the information.
Exactly. And it has focus modes, including academic, to narrow its search. ChatGPT, especially the version that can browse the web, is incredibly versatile.
For summarizing, brainstorming.
All of that, but, and this is a big but, for all these general models, you have to be critical. They can make mistakes or hallucinate information. Verification is key.
Always double-check the sources. Makes sense. And Julius AI for data analysis. You mentioned interacting via chat.
Yeah, Julius aims to make data analysis more accessible. You upload your data file, spreadsheets, etc., and then you can just ask questions in plain English.
Like, show me the correlation between X and Y.
Exactly. Or create a bar chart of sales by region. It can generate insights and visualizations without you needing to code in Python or R, sort of blending Excel, Python, and ChatGPT capability.
That could really lower the barrier for complex data analysis. And Quantilope for market research.
Right. Quantilope is more specialized. It's an AI platform for automating market research, designing surveys, cleaning data, generating reports, very focused on that specific workflow.
Okay. And then the writing tools like Paperpal and Grammarly.
Paperpal is specifically tuned for academic writing, helping refine language, structure, clarity for journal submissions. Grammarly is broader, great for general grammar, clarity, tone, plus plagiarism checks.
And Jenny AI.
Genus AI acts more like an intelligent assistant while you write. It has AI autocomplete features, lets you chat with your research papers, and offers paraphrasing help.
Sort of a co-pilot for writing. And Google's NotebookLM.
That one's interesting because it's personalized. You upload your source materials, notes, PDFs, documents, and the AI helps you synthesize and understand that specific information.
So it learns from your stuff, not the whole web.
Precisely. It becomes your personal AI research assistant based on the context you provide. And PaperGuide, as mentioned, is trying to be that comprehensive solution, integrating many of these steps.
Wow, okay. That's quite a landscape of tools. If we pull back a bit, what are the big picture benefits researchers are getting from using these AI tools?
Well, the most obvious one is efficiency and speed. Automating literature searches, data analysis, it just saves enormous amounts of time.
We covered that. What else?
Improved accuracy and reliability, potentially. AI can be more comprehensive in literature searches, reducing the chance of missing key papers. It can also help reduce human error in data handling. Some tools add checks like plagiarism detection, too.
Okay, speed and accuracy.
Then there's the potential for deeper insights. AI can process vast amounts of data and spot patterns or correlations that a human might overlook, finding those hidden connections or research gaps.
Uncovering things you wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Exactly. Many tools also facilitate collaboration, letting teams share findings, annotations, analyses more easily.
Makes sense for group projects.
And fundamentally, it's about automating those repetitive, time-consuming tasks. This frees up researchers' brain power for the more challenging creative parts of research, designing studies, interpreting results, critical thinking.
So it's not replacing the researcher, but changing the focus of their work.
That's a great way to put it. It's shifting the effort towards higher-level cognitive tasks.
Where are we actually seeing these tools making a difference? Which fields?
Oh, it's incredibly broad now. Academic literature reviews, as we've said, are being transformed. Medical research is a huge area, speeding up drug discovery, improving diagnostic accuracy from images, driving personalized medicine.
That sounds impactful.
Definitely. Also, systematic reviews and meta-analyses, AI is automating the screening of thousands of studies, data extraction. It's becoming essential there.
What about outside of medicine and academia?
Oh, yeah. In education, faculty and even students are using these tools for research conceptualization, finding literature, interpreting data, writing assistance.
Helping people learn the research process itself.
In some ways, yes. Then social sciences, analyzing social media trends, sentiment analysis on huge text data sets, processing information at scale.
Things that were just too big to handle manually before.
Exactly. Engineering uses AI for design optimization, predicting when equipment might fail, analyzing complex system data.
Even the humanities. That might surprise some people.
Absolutely. AI offers new ways to study history, language, culture by analyzing vast digital archives of texts and images. Think about reconstructing fragmented historical texts, for example.
Fascinating. And business.
Big time. Business intelligence relies heavily on AI now. Fraud detection in finance, algorithmic trading, optimizing marketing content, creating hyper-personalized campaigns. The applications are everywhere.
It really is touching almost every area where knowledge is created or applied, but it can't all be smooth sailing. What are some of the challenges or ethical concerns people are raising?
That's a really important point. There are definitely significant concerns. One major one is academic integrity.
You mean like students using AI to write essays?
That's part of it, but also for researchers. It blurs the line between original work and AI-assisted content. Issues of proper attribution and authenticity are complex.
Who gets the credit? Can AI be an author?
Well, the current consensus is generally no, AI cannot be listed as an author. But how do you properly acknowledge its contribution? That's still being worked out.
Okay, integrity is one. What else?
Bias in the AI tools themselves. AI models learn from data, and if that data contains biases, which it often does, the AI can inherit or even amplify those biases.
Leading to skewed or unfair research findings.
Potentially, yes. It's a serious risk that requires careful validation and awareness. Then there are practical hurdles, like the technical skills needed to use some of these tools effectively.
Not everyone is an AI expert.
Right. And there's the danger of over-reliance. If researchers lean too heavily on AI, could it hinder the development of their own critical thinking and research skills?
That's a concerning thought. The tool becoming a crutch.
It's a possibility. We also have to talk about accuracy and AI hallucinations. These models can sometimes just make things up, present false information very confidently.
So again, that need for human verification is critical.
Absolutely essential. And then there are data privacy and security issues, especially if researchers are uploading sensitive or proprietary data to cloud-based AI platforms, plus the potential for misuse, like generating fraudulent research.
Lots to consider there. It's not just plug and play.
Not at all. Responsible use requires awareness of all these potential pitfalls.
Looking ahead then, despite these challenges, where do you see this field going? What's next for AI research tools?
Well, I think we can expect increasingly sophisticated capabilities, better natural language understanding, better reasoning across different sources.
So AI getting smarter at connecting the dots.
Yeah, and becoming more integrated into the entire research workflow. Maybe even helping researchers formulate hypotheses in the first place.
Moving beyond analysis to actual idea generation.
Potentially. We'll likely see AI playing a bigger role in interdisciplinary research, helping bridge knowledge gaps between different fields.
That could be really powerful for tackling complex problems.
I think so. And finally, expect a bigger impact on academic publishing. Streamlining peer review, maybe changing how findings are shared and evaluated. The whole ecosystem might shift.
It certainly feels like we're on the cusp of some major changes. This has been a really comprehensive deep dive.
We've covered a lot, haven't we? From what these tools are to specific examples, the benefits, the challenges.
And hopefully giving you listening a good handle on how AI is transforming research right now.
It's about automating the tedious stuff, yes, but also potentially surfacing completely new insights and connections. Real power there.
But, and we have to stress this again, that human element, the critical thinking, the domain expertise remains absolutely vital. AI is a tool, not a replacement.
Couldn't agree more. And this field is moving so fast. The tools we talked about today are just scratching the surface, really.
Definitely encourage you to explore some of them, see how they might apply to your own interests or work.
Yeah, check out Elicit or Semantic Scholar or maybe Perplexity for general queries. See what works for you.
So, reflecting on all this, what stands out to you as the most exciting or maybe even concerning application of AI in research? What questions pop into your mind?
It's worth mulling over. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. As this partnership between human researchers and AI deepens, how might it change not just how we do research, but the very nature of discovery itself? What new kinds of questions, what new types of insights might become possible?
That's a big question. What happens when our tools start thinking alongside us in new ways? Something to definitely keep pondering.